Megan Mears with NutriPhysique, nutritionist and exercise physiologist. And I'm into these 5-minute meals, so I'm going to show you one of my favorites. If you like Italian flavors, you're going to love this one. It's super healthy because it's full of vegetables, nuts, beans. It's very Mediterranean. It's actually Italian beans. So it's a salad and it's delicious on its own and well balanced for a meal. And you can dump it into a extra bowl of spinach and make it a bigger meal if you want. You can have it as a side dish. You can do anything you want. It's super fast, super yummy, super easy. So I'm going to show you how I put this together. Basically, buy some pre-washed spinach, buy some cherry tomatoes, wash them, split them in half. You don't even have to split them in half. You can leave them whole if you want. Parmesan cheese, Italian herbs, pine nuts. I top all my bean salads with nuts because it combines to make a perfect protein, and it adds some crunch and it adds some deliciousness. Capers, a little pesto, both of which I bought, and just put a little bit there. I got some onions, so really the only thing I had to do so far, and it took me about a minute, is to chop up that much onion. And if I was going to do a bunch more onion for another dish, I'd probably just use my onion chopper and chop a bunch of it really fast. And I'm going to take some garlic and put some garlic in there because everything's better with garlic. Here's my quick, fast garlic peeler. So you can pull it out of there and look at that. I've got the garlic skin popped off. Now, this is one of my favorite super cool garlic choppers. What I do is I take this, hold on, sorry, I gotta find my knife, split this because it's such a huge clove, split that in half so you got a nice flat surface to put it down on, and then you take my garlic rocker and I just do my garlic just like that. So now in about 5 seconds I've got all my garlic chopped and ready to go. How cool is that? That goes right into the dishwasher. If you get garlic on your hands, you rub your hands as you're rinsing, and the stainless steel removes the garlic odor. So it's awesome. So basically now, all we do, by the way, I have a can of rinsed and drained organic cannelli beans. You can use a Great Northern bean for this. You could use a chickpea for this. You can use a pinto bean for this. Almost any kind of bean you want. But I'm using a nice cannelli bean here. Super great, super healthy, super good resistant starch. So it helps your intestines build good bacteria. And now I'm going to add the good stuff, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to add a bit of spinach. A couple handfuls there of spinach. Alrighty. Going to add my chopped onion, and you can use red onion in this. I just happen to have white because I bought a big old bag of white onions. Add my cherry tomatoes. Gonna add, these are fresh mozzarella balls. They're so good. They come packed in water, so as soon as you get them home, open them up, rinse them, drain them, and store them in water. So keep adding fresh water every day. Probably won't use all these in this, so keep adding some fresh water each time you open it up to store them. You can even switch them to a glass container, even better. I'm going to add my capers and my pesto. It's just a dollop of pesto. You can add way more pesto if you want. In this case, in the recipe I say you can add pesto or balsamic and olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of both, a little bit of pesto and some balsamic and olive oil salad dressing. And add my Italian herbs. And I am going to now make my dressing, toss, and good to go. So what I'm going to do is just dump it all right in here because we're going to give it a really good toss. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to put it in a jar. Then I can give this dressing a real good shaking because I'm not positive how much I'm going to want to use. So I always use a good 2-to-1. This is a good aged balsamic vinegar. It's delicious. And a little bit of that goes a really long way, by the way. This is a really good olive oil. So I'm going to use 2-to-1 oil to vinegar. And by the way, these recipes, all my bean recipes, my bean salad, beans galore recipes, they have no amounts. For the dressings, I say use 2-to-1 oil to vinegar, basic salad dressing rule. But in terms of how much tomato and how much spinach and how much herbs, it's really up to you. This is where you get to be creative. If you love tomatoes, put a lot of tomatoes in. If you just want a little bit, put a few in. It's totally up to you. That's the fun of it. So I'm going to add this much dressing. That was 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of balsamic. And instead of trying to stir this, I'm going to put a top on it and toss it. So, I'm done. Did that take 5 minutes or what? My 5-minute bean salad recipes. Okay? Super easy, super fast. And look how fabulous this looks. Now, to eat it, when you eat it, you don't want to add these ingredients until you're ready to eat it. So now, I'm going to try a little bit in a bowl. Okay, get one of those yummy mozzarella cheese. Now you add the nuts because you want the nice crunch. If you add them now to this and you put that in the fridge for a couple days, the nuts are going to get soggy. Whereas all that will marinate and get better every day right now. But add the nuts when you're ready to eat it. Add a dab of Parmesan cheese when you're ready to eat it. And take a little bite. See how it is. It's perfect. It doesn't need a thing. It's garlicky, it's Italian-y, it's got great flavors. The ingredients are so simple and yet combine perfectly. And it's a great way to eat veggies and beans and not even know you're doing it. So 5 minutes, Italian beans, have at it. See you later. Hi, it's me again. I forgot one thing, I always do. So I forgot adding a little bit of fresh basil. Makes this dish to die for. It's already delish and I probably wouldn't have even noticed. But then I saw it sitting on the counter and I really want you to know that you could put some fresh basil in. So I just bought the good old, organic fresh basil that you get at your local grocery store. Gave it a wash, and now I'm gonna just take a big sprig of it, and I love to cut with my kitchen scissors and just chop it in. So, sorry about that, totally forgot. Now she's done. Voila. So good. See you next time.